He's the slick talking, jive walking, banana eating, your favorite morning host. It's the one and only Adam Josh. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. And we are here in the hillside of the Algarve. That is the arc reactor in the sky above my head. These are some banana palms that we planted almost a year ago now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Almost a year. It's December the 27th. I'm outside in shorts and a t-shirt. And I've been here on the farm since March 10th. We wanted to be here for Desiree's birthday on March 11th. And so we've been out here in the hillside of the Algarve on Love Farm Stay since March 10th. The very first time I ever came to Portugal to check it out was January 8th of this year. So we're almost at 1 full year since the first time I came to Portugal. Bananas from Madeira. It's very important that your bananas aren't rubber. Sometimes you do this with the non-organic bananas, the chemical-filled bananas, and they start turning around like rubber. Very weird. One thing I'm really excited about being here in general is this is the weather. December 27th. In Niagara, where I came from, right now it is cloudy, overcast, and there's snow on the ground. So I much prefer this weather. Also, this type of weather gets you to realize that people have different definitions of what cold is, because the locals who have never been to Niagara, imagine there's people in the city of Welland, Niagara, that have never left Welland. There's people in Niagara Falls who have never left Niagara Falls. People in Thorold who have never left Thorold in Ontario. People in Hanna, Alberta who never left Hanna, Alberta. And there's people here in the Algarve or in Portugal who have never left Portugal. So you grow up with this idea of cold, and they look at us, at the mall. They're bundled up like full-on LARP, full-on live-action role play, with the winter jacket and the hoodie and the whole nine and the gloves, and we're sitting there like in this type of clothing for what we would consider like summer weather or autumn weather. It's not even autumn weather right now. I don't even know. It's spring weather. It's been spring weather for a really long time here. So I feel like from Canada, the two seasons that I'm observing here in Portugal are summer and spring. And maybe a bit of fall, a splash of fall, but not a lot. If you're painting with the colors of the seasonal rainbow, they do not get winter here in the Algarve. Not that you'd be used to in Canada. And I'm happy for that, because we have a whole farm of plants here. On that note, I had one of the fans of the Morning Banana Show give me send some money to plant a plantain. We're going to call him Pete the Plantain. I have the hole for it and everything. I went looking yesterday for plantains to buy. I reached out to my contact at Orchard of Flavors, and nobody at this point has any plantains. So we're going to keep looking for plantains. But as of now, I've looked at 2 places, and the hunt continues. I was able to get some lavender, though, yesterday. I got 3 plants of lavender. Our plan is to plant the lavender in front of where we dry our clothes, so that when the wind blows, the occasional breeze of wind blows, It will infuse our dry clothes with the scent of fresh lavender. We had our Friendsgiving or Secret Santa event here on the 22nd. Some of you who are watching this might have been to the event. Thank you for coming. We appreciated it. We loved having you out. I hope that you guys were excited to be on the farm as much as we are and hang out on the set of the Morning Banana Show. I think I pointed it out to maybe one or two people. Honestly, the Morning Banana Show and the people who watch it are pretty niche. Leave a comment below on how you feel about watching the Morning Banana Show. But it's a pretty niche market of people, pretty niche, I would say. People who watch the Morning Banana Show. You know, I'm not Mr. Beast. I'd like to think that we're building a community of like-minded people. To that point, I mean, we had these 20 people as the Secret Santa Friendsgiving event, and it went great. I think a lot of people had fun. There was a few people that stood out and a few things that stood out in my mind. One was a lady who flew in from Switzerland, landed at the Faro International Airport, and came here from the airport. She said she had not been anywhere else other than the plane and here. And she went over there to where our fire pit is and was taking pictures of the mountains, or the hillside, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it mountain, some people call it hillside. It really depends on your definition, right? And I told her, hey, I know exactly what you're doing. I do the same thing. Sometimes I just stand there and I look out at the hillside and I'm impressed, especially coming from Niagara, knowing that it could be all covered in snow, and it's amazing. I mean, my first question when I came here was, who's watering all these plants? And you know, the answer is Mother Nature herself. So yeah, my last time I did a Morning Banana Show, number 201, I did a lot of flashy credits, a lot of data. Some would say I over-edited the Morning Banana Show. I'm not trying to make it complicated, but I used to be into video editing for fun and video editing for people, for money. And so I spent many hours, sometimes days, editing short videos. I was teaching myself how to edit video, and so I thought it was a fun challenge back in the day. So nowadays, I'm doing most of these, I would say all of the video editing on my phone, which I think is a big change. If you could explain to me, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that you're going to be doing all the video editing on your phone, it'd be hard to believe. I feel I feel generally better since the last episode, 201. I would say the 5-day thing has kind of lingered into the end of a 10-day thing. The color of snot that I had coming out of my nose was like neon yellow. So I keep feeling better every day. I'm thankful for an immune system. I think my body is not used to the chemtrails and the stuff that they're spraying overhead here. And I think geographically you probably get used to your own chemtrails, and then you go somewhere else and you breathe in someone else's chemtrails, and you're like, oh, the body has a reaction to it. They do a lot of geoengineering in this area, and it's not that I'm just making it up or I'm a conspiracy theorist. As I was showing in the last video, Morocco is directly to our south, and if you look at the direction of the wind, it comes from the northeast, so the wind pattern carries the cloud seeding operations from here into Morocco, and they've had an open cloud seeding operation going on since the 80s. And so basically these are the secret agreements between governments that you're probably not going to find out for a variety of reasons. One is because of competition, one is because of keeping the prices secret. But foreign countries have to have open airspace to cloud seeding operations, and they have to get pre-approval to fly cloud seeding operations. Um, and then the governments of the foreign country, in this case, like especially in Europe or close countries, if you see the wind pattern coming in from this way and you want to, your desired effect is over here, you're going to cross a few borders before the full effect of the large seeded cloud or giant cloud actually fully forms, especially if it's really windy. So you have to start further and further back and look at where the winds are going, look at where the wind patterns are going. And so geoengineering and cloud seeding is not an exact science, as any place like Dubai or Lisbon can tell you. They don't always get it right. Sometimes the wind stops and then it's not carrying the clouds where they want them to go, and sometimes they dump way too much rain. So I'm not the one cloud seeding, I'm not the one geoengineering, so I'm really not the one to give you all the answers for this. I would say look it up in your own time, do some research. I think a good place to start would be cloud seeding operations and how many cloud seeding operations there are in the world. I feel like the word chemtrail is basically a buzzword, or has turned into a buzzword in 2024, where you wind up down a bunch of red herring rabbit holes where basically the machine is force feeding you and front loading you that this is what people who say chemtrails believe. It's just not reality. It's like the same when people front load your definition for a flat earther. If you think about what a flat earther is, a lot of times you think, oh, they believe in like a pizza box earth floating through space. If you actually talk to flat earthers, which this is the whole point, they want you to think they're crazy, the other, make sure that you feel that you're better than them. Most flat earthers that I've talked to don't believe that Earth is a piece of pizza box floating through space. So why is that the mainstream definition of what a flat earther thinks? Again, it's a red a red herring designed to front load you and make you have a preconditioned opinion. Same with the word chemtrail and people who believe in chemtrails. The whole word conspiracy theorist was something invented by the deep state. Look it up. I'm going to eat a kiwi here and I guess wrap up. I have another banana, but I think one banana is enough for now. So yeah, the friends and family event, the whatever you want to call it, the Secret Santa event went really well, and I was able to show the ring that I finally got for Desiree to a few people. Desiree's here on camera, but one thing I wanted to say is that if you followed us for a while, we did a whole Morning Banana show about how we wanted to do love and marriage, but you guys might remember that, you might not, but we got the ring. We finally got the ring, and I was able to get down on one knee at the
so romantic
Praia da Reis the Praia.
Rei das Praia.
Praia just means beach in Portuguese.
King of the beaches.
It's actually a really cool name for beach, Praia. Praia. Praia at the beach. So I did the thing that and Desiree and I are now officially engaged.
We're engaged.
What's cool? What's exactly what Desiree and I said on that one Morning Banana show, Love and Marriage. I don't know the exact number, but we said one of the things that we wanted when we're engaged is to have an engagement date. So we have an engagement date. It's in September of 2025. I mean, it's pretty simple, and we are planning the wedding now. We hired a wedding planner named Mia. If you guys are interested in wedding planning or wedding events, what are some things that we need? Well, we still need to lock in a caterer, but we have some ideas, and we still need to lock in a DJ or somebody who can play music all day for us. It's a 2-day event, I'm kind of half Pakistani, half American, half Canadian. So there's going to be some weird things at the wedding that you may not expect, but one of them is going to be, it's a multiple day event, and there would be some Bollywood influence. Yeah, so we're engaged. How do you feel about that, Desiree?
I love you, and I want to marry you, and I've wanted to marry you since the moment that we met, so I'm glad we're doing this.
She wants the D.
No lies were told.
So the ring, we've talked about this before. Desiree did a whole rant on it, but it's an awkward conversation to have. But I'll just give you the brief introduction, and you can do the rest of the research on your own. If you care at all where your gold comes from, or where your silver comes from, you should look into it. When you're in a country or when you're shopping for gold or diamonds, you don't want to have the ring on the woman's finger or on your finger and then have this thought maybe a month or two later, hey, I wonder where that came from. And then you look into it, where are the mines? How did it get procured? You might be really let down when you find out that it was like slave gold or a conflict diamond, for example. And so the brief introduction to gold in Portugal is the Portuguese went to Brazil and colonized it. While they were there, they shipped in slaves from Africa and used slaves to mine gold in Brazil and bring it back to Portugal for two things: to pay off debt to the royal family of England and to expand the empire in Portugal here. So most of the gold here is what we would call slave gold. And if you're not cool with that, then you're not cool with that. So there are on a spectrum of not trying at all to trying really hard. Not trying at all to make sure you don't have slave gold at your company is kind of weird, right? I would say. Like, are you trying at all? No, we're not even trying. It's slave gold. So we ran into a lot of places like that. On the other side of the spectrum, you get companies like Michael Hill, or companies that are certified in this way to prove that their diamonds and gold are ethically sourced. Desiree knows a lot more about this than I do, but I was shopping with her and shopping for these rings that we've purchased over the years. So it's something that, like, if you're not into it, if you're not interested in it, then you might not know anything about it. And if you want to get into it, then yeah, it's a whole big topic. The end of the story is we bought the ring from Michael Hill. And we have peace of mind about it. So, what do we got there?
A bean.
From where?
From our beanstalk.
Oh, okay. Well, all that being said, if you want to celebrate the holidays and you see yourself wearing an awesome, maybe black or blue or pink shirt that says "Do not reincarnate" because you're tired of samsara and endless reincarnation cycles, and you feel like I do, you can pre-order this shirt. I'll put the link in the description. It's also link is on my website. If you want to buy me a coffee, the link is in the description. Also on my website, just buy me a coffee / whatever. Actually, some people have been donating money via Buy Me a Coffee so I can buy and plant trees for them on the farm, which, if you're into donating money to plant trees or offset your carbon footprint, whatever you want to call it, I'm a guy who can actually do it for you. Like, when you send money to people and you're like, oh, I hope that they do that. Like, I literally will plant. I planted this. I planted all the trees around me. We'll actually plant the tree. I will take your donation and plant the tree, is what I'm saying. If you feel like you want to support the Morning Banana Show, feel good about your planting a tree in Portugal and saving the earth, we can help you with that. Yeah, I installed the solar panel the other day. All in, the solar panel that I installed maybe cost 130 euros. So 120 watt solar power watts of power installed by myself, 130 euros. Or you could look at that like $1 per watt. In the event that I save fuel from running a generator every once in a while, then that's kind of where my head was at. So in about half a year, maybe 3 months even, it'll pay itself off. Especially in the summer. I'm getting 120 watts on days like today, so that's crazy. So you can order the shirt. You can send a donation. I would appreciate that. And I have this eSIM card if you're into buying SIM cards or international SIM cards that you can buy. You can send me an e-transfer if you're in North America. Adam@adamjosh.com. Your donations and your gifts basically have helped us to make it all happen. Your support through financial and meditating with us at 1111 has made all this happen. And you know, we are the shiny things. We are the master manifestors, and we're trying and succeeding at creating a group of like-minded individuals here in the Algarve. This will probably be my last Morning Banana Show for 2024. So I just wanted to say to you guys who watch the Morning Banana Show that you've seen what I can do in a year. I feel like 2025 is definitely going to be our year. This was my first Christmas here in Portugal. Last year I had Christmas in Germany. Before that, I had Christmas in Canada kind of indefinitely. I was in Canada for a really long time, and I'm not looking forward to ever shoveling snow there again if I ever have to. So I would rather not. So I would rather stand here and watch my bananas bloom. So we've met some really cool people, and I want to keep the conversation going. I want to continue to meet great people into 2025. I want to bless you guys with as much as I can bless you with. So that's why all these videos are free. And if you feel like donating or supporting or leaving a comment, liking and subscribing, whatever you guys can do, I would appreciate. But all my content, be it on adamjosh.com, all my music, all my videos, everything has always been free and without a paywall. So it's all been, if you want to support me, you can. Obviously, I'm an investor, and I've worked my entire life up until 42 years old when I retired. So I'm not asking or relying on handouts. I don't think that's smart to rely on handouts. But I do appreciate your donations, and they help with things like planting lavender, which I'm going to go get to. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I didn't forget anything. Boas festas, Feliz Natal, Boa Nov, Happy New Year. I hope that your 2025 is everything that you guys want. If you want to hit me up for some Not a Coach coaching and you want your life to change, you can come visit us at Love Farm Stay. You can come hang out. I can talk to you online or in person. I don't know whether I'm better in online or in person. I'm kind of the same guy online or in person, but when you're in person, of course, we have all these other things that we have to take care of. So sometimes I look like I'm distracted. Like if you're here in person, I'm still going to be watering the garden and you know, planting things and making sure that our compost gets taken care of. So that could be distracting if you come here expecting my full attention. Sometimes I'm like doing other things, believe it or not, on a farm. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.